You asked for it, you're going to get it. My honest opinion on the latest Solar Club letter. Of course, this came out last week. Many of you will already have read through it. Myself, I had a gloss through it. I wasn't overly impressed. But have they actually done something fairly ingenious with this latest Solar Club letter? I'm going to take a look at it in today's video. No gameplay, purely walking through the solar letter, giving my honest thoughts on each stage of it and why it might actually be ingenious. Let's take a look then. What have we got? The Solar Club letter Season 4 is next for TDU SC, but soon we will learn more about the Year 2 roadmap. And a spoiler, there's not much about Year 2 in this letter. It is largely around Season 4. So of course last month they teased what we would be seeing in the Season 4 update. We learned about the improved vehicle distribution, where they have added vehicles to the Solar Pass system, improved rank, yada yada yada. Moving on to what we've actually got in the letter. Cool. This is what we're here for. Let me get this to the top of the screen so you guys can perhaps read it at the same time as I. Season 4 will be launching in the second half of July. Just please give us a specific date. We can see it when we go into game. When one season ends, the next one begins. I like specifics. Please give us more specifics. Season 4, this will feature the casino, some new cars, new quality of life improvements, and more. Before the launch of Season 4, we will see our biggest asset created for TDUSC so far. What is it? Well, last week at Kiloton's office, yeah, right, okay. They were there to record about Season 4 and a Year 2 dev diary. Of course, they're not going to tell us anything about the dev diary. Why would they? I'll get onto that later. But as the name suggests, they're going to talk about Season 4, Season 5, 6, 7, and 8. So let's take a step back there. This is telling us that they're already looking at Year 2. It shouldn't be a surprise. We're only, what, 6 weeks or so away from it? Not 6 weeks. Maybe 3, 6, 9, 10, 12 weeks, whatever it is, from Year 2. My God, my brain's scrambled here. We're not far from Year 2, September time. We'll put it at that. So they're already looking at Season 2, they're already looking at the improvements for Season 2 and what may be coming next. That is a good thing. The dev diary is something we've all waited for, something we're all looking forward to, I am sure, and hopefully we get to learn more. Now I'm going to pause on this image right here. We previously speculated about active aero in the game, and we can see the McLaren here on a hairpin of a corner. And the spoiler raised. Does this tell us that active aero is coming? Many people have told me previously active aero's already in the game. To an extent it is. LaFerrari aperta, we see the rear flaps moving. However, we don't have air brakes this time out. Are we looking at an air brake here on the McLaren? More importantly, have the devs fixed the position of the rear wheels? I don't know if anybody has noticed that in game, but the rear track is far too narrow on many cars in the game, and that still right there looks like the wheel track of the McLaren at the rear may have been fixed. If you haven't seen it already, tune into the pages. If you haven't seen this already, we have created a new page called Nacon Racing, where you'll be able to find live streams, gameplay trailers, etc, etc. Tedious links there, that's all good. Right then, moving on to patch notes. Is that actually saying anything here? Not particularly. You'll be seeing patch notes for the game go live before the update, right? Okay, so we can maybe study those patch notes. We probably will actually. I'm going to be interested to see what they've actually put into the game, but really not much to go over there. Then we move on to a very hot topic, offline mode. Now, you guys probably know where I stand on this one already. Offline mode, we need it in the game. I like the experiment they did here with Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown being always online. I do like that thought process. However, it has been a catastrophic failure. Not going to beat about the bush there, it has been a huge failure. Now, unfortunately, in this section, they talk about it's not a priority for them to go in and fix it. I understand that to an extent. However, it's also going to hamper this game. Having a complete offline mode is going to be revolutionary for the game. If you look at the likes of Assetto Corsa Evo, they've also experienced the same problems and they're working to rectify that ahead of launch. But we're not here to talk about that, we're here to talk about TDU. I do feel like a complete offline mode is needed in the game. Yes, they've tried to implement it with the option of multiplayer racing. Simply put, it hasn't overly worked. However, we still see improvements. Bear with me with that one. Inside of this little paragraph they've got here, they're not saying that offline isn't important, but them saying they're going to work on improving the game and the TDU DNA so that when offline is something they can bring to the table. This, for me, is something they're perhaps going to look at a later date. They've already started on bringing solo mode to the game. Yes, they have. The nav races, delivery contracts, casino slots. We're going to get onto that, guys, don't worry. So yes, there is an aspect of an offline mode. However, we have to be online to play the offline mode. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it too much. It does bother me. We do need it in the game, but what they have there isn't an offline mode. It's online solo mode. That's essentially what we have. To play offline, you have to be online. So simply put, it is not an offline mode. And I do encourage the devs to fix that. It does need to come to the game. Not for me personally, it doesn't bother me all too much. However, there's a large player base that would be in this game if it was offline. Moving on to a hot topic. Now, I already know this. I've read the dev diary. I've read the letter already, and many of you guys have already experienced this. I've spoke about it on the streams, and it's the casino. And the casino is going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, we're all looking forward to it. Myself particularly cannot wait for it. But what I was looking forward to was getting onto some of the streams, bringing in some of you guys to play along for some poker nights, whatever it might have been inside the casino. We're not going to get it. We're going to get a casino with one casino game. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be going to a casino to play one game, and it's a slot machine, which aren't overly exciting as it is. That's just my personal take. It doesn't mean it's going to be awful. I actually think it's going to be fantastic. I just wanted to see poker. I like poker. I like blackjack. I wanted to see those. It's not to say we're not getting them, but at launch of Season 4, we're only getting a slot machine. Then we could perhaps talk about the payouts. Now, looking at that one right there, you know, what have we got there? Win 0, balance 0, bet $100. We can see right here, balance of 100,000. Right, that's cool. That's what we've got in the game. Then the prize pools here, right at the top, it looks like the max is going to be 10,000. It's not a large payout considering license plates are upwards towards 500,000 credits, turbochargers 18,000, 23,000. Car prices are very dear, and the chances of actually winning 10,000 I think is going to be quite difficult. Now, fortunately, a couple of videos have came out since from Alex7, spoke about the car inside the casino. You can win the car. You can also win an alternative cash amount, which I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it was $77,777. Why they went treble 7 and not 100,000, I don't quite know, perhaps towards the value of the car. Regardless of that, there is going to be a higher jackpot, which is cool. I feel it's going to be very hard to win it, but it's a chance of a big jackpot or the reward car from the casino. So I like it. It's a nice concept, and it's something fresh to the game. Being positive about this, it's a new aspect of the game. It's a casino, it's slot machines, it's engaging, it's going to be fun. I might not love it, but it doesn't mean it's not bad. It doesn't mean it's not good, sorry. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just not my personal preference. I would have preferred to come in here and play poker. But of course, there's another elephant in the room around the casino. And the elephant in the room isn't the fact that the casino's not going to be available everywhere. I think people understand this one fully. There's regulations, there's restrictions in certain countries where you simply cannot gamble. There's nothing the devs can do about this. I have no problem with it. Obviously, being where I'm located, it isn't an issue. But I've also got no problem the fact that people can't go on a game and virtual gamble. It's a restriction, it's legislation, it cannot be helped. The elephant in the room is the fact you can go into the casino, you can gamble your money, but you can't take it out the casino. So this to me is the exact same as going into your local McDonald's, going onto the touchscreen, you build your meal, you go and pay for your meal, you walk to the front door with your meal to go back out to your car, but you can't take your meal with you. It can stay inside the store, you can have that at a later date, sir, but you cannot have your meal. It's exactly the same as what we're getting with the casino. You can gamble, but you cannot take your winnings. Now, why this has happened, I'm not overly sure. I think it's a horrific error. Realistically, by the time the casino went live, this should have been rectified. This should not have been an issue, but it's there. We're going to have to deal with it. It looks likely it's not going to be there for long. We're being told of a mid-season patch no surprise from TDU that we're going to get a mid-season patch, but we're being told of a mid-season patch where this is going to be rectified and we can build, we can take our winnings out. And to put a positive spin onto that one, I'm actually going to look forward to that. Bear with me. The fact that we can then build up a bank inside the casino as such, not ideal, but we could build up a huge pot there for one day to go in and just withdraw it all, go and buy a car we want to buy. Maybe we leave it there long term to buy a house whenever houses might come. I'm not going to get into that one in today's video, but yeah, I'm going to try and put a positive spin onto that one. Maybe we go into the casino for 30 minutes every day whenever we jump into the game and just continue to build up a pot. I'm not overly against it, don't get me wrong, it's not ideal and I don't think it should be here. I think this should have been rectified before the casino even came to the game, but it is what it is. We've got what we've got. We're going to have to deal with it, putting a positive spin onto it. We can create a bank inside of there and one day we'll be able to go in and just cash it all out. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Next off, we move on to talk about the Solar Pass. Now, I only recently just completed out Season 3 Solar Pass. I naturally progressed my way through it. I didn't want to grind it. I wanted to see how the new version of Solar Pass was going to be. It was a grind. It was difficult and it took a while. For myself, I play this game a lot, 1, 2, 3 hours, 5, 6 days a week. And it took me the vast majority of Season 3 to complete. Now, to take a step back from that one, natural progression through the game, I still managed to complete the Solar Pass. Now, I understand not everybody plays this game as much as I do. Many people play it a lot less. Some people play it a lot more. So yes, I can understand that many people are going to struggle to complete the Solar Pass. I can tell that through the YouTube analytics, the people that have watched videos I've put out on grinding money, grinding XP, the fastest way to complete things. People want to get through things quickly. They want to be completionists. It's only natural. Yes, the Solar Pass felt like it was too long. I think they got it right though. Level 50, we got that at the start of the Solar Pass. That there, I don't think was anything more than a mistake. They done something wrong and we got level 50, the La Ferrari Aperta, by enabling the Solar Pass. I think they made a catastrophic error and covered it up, but I don't care. We got the La Ferrari early. I still completed the Solar Pass nonetheless. Now, the reason I think they got it right, level 50, it put more into the Solar Pass. More redeemables, more in-game currency to earn. I liked it. It was just too hard to get that XP for the average player, the everyday player, the casual player. So going forward, they're talking about a more balanced structure between free and paid tracks. That doesn't necessarily make sense for the progression of the Solar Pass. The progression of the Solar Pass has to come back through XP. Fortunately, previously they spoke about the revamp of XP, the 30% additional bonuses, etc, etc. So fingers crossed going forward into Season 4, we're going to see a more equally structured Solar Pass in terms of XP and in terms of rewards. Now, just behind the face cam, we can see the first snippets of a Solar Pass car, and it's a new car. And in my opinion, many people have also said the same thing, judging by the big wang at the top here, the rear tail lights, and of course the little grooves inside of the rear bumper section is of course looking likely, not a guarantee, but looking likely to be an older Porsche. 90s, maybe an RWB, I would be surprised if it was, but yeah, it's going to be an older Porsche. Let me know in the comment section which car it is you think it's going to be, but my guess there, especially with that big oval exhaust, the little vents inside the rear tail section, that tail light and the big wang, we're getting another Porsche, and I'm a very happy man because I do like me some Porsches. But we've got a little bit of more in-depth here about the Solar Pass. At level 50, all players can unlock the signature vehicle of the season. Same as before, we're just not going to get it at level 0. If you own the Solar Pass, you'll get even more. At level 1, instantly unlock exclusive vehicles the moment you buy Solar Pass. One exclusive vehicle for getting the Solar Pass. Interesting, I don't mind that. So the concept that they messed up for Season 3 when we got the La Ferrari Aperta instantly, many people obviously liked it. Perhaps the devs listened and thought, you know what, there's a good idea, get the Solar Pass, you'll get a free car. I don't mind that one. At level 15 again, we'll get another vehicle. Season 3, we got the DeLorean. Next season, hopefully something better. And then of course at level 50, we'll unlock the signature vehicle. My suspicion is the signature vehicle will be this one from the picture above. It's going to be a grind, but we're probably all going to do it nonetheless. But that's not all, we've also improved the progression system. There we go, we now get on to this one and we can actually talk about that one. People were saying it felt too long and repetitive. competitive, so for Season 4 they've made it more than 30% quicker to complete, making the progression smoother and more rewarding, and they're increasing XP income from daily challenges too. These are all good things. Going in for the daily grind, completing out, what is it, maybe 4 instant challenges, which don't work, so hopefully that drops off, but complete 6 donuts, level 7 friend, things like that, getting more XP, that's exactly the way to go in my opinion. Fantastic to see XP increase, 30% quicker to complete, so perhaps that's balanced out better by less XP required or more XP earned. Whichever way that dynamic is balanced, I'm happy to see it. I'd had a rant about it previously, so it's good to see that one being addressed so quickly. Lastly here, is there anything else? Yes, there is. There certainly is. Right. Since Season 4 introduced the first paid solar pass in TDU, they also wanted to make their brand new currency called diamonds. Diamonds can be purchased in-game through various packs, cannot and never will be used to buy solar coins. Now I do like that aspect. This stops the game being paid to win. Simply put, you could load up your USD, your GBP, your Aussie dollar, whatever it might be, convert it into diamonds, diamonds convert it into solar coins buy cars, buy houses, basically pay your way through the game. I don't like that in games. For me, yes, it's everywhere, I just don't like to see it. I like natural progression. I like a game I have to play and grind. So that there is a massive bonus and a massive well done to KT, Nacon, the whole team for implementing that one. However, the solar pass costs 600 diamonds. As a welcome for Season 4, our starter pack gives you 500 diamonds plus 100 bonus diamonds for $5, €5, £5, whatever it might be. Now then, in future seasons, if it is still 500 diamonds to get the solar pass, you're going to have to buy 2 sets of packs. Now I know a lot of people have covered this before, I just want to give my opinion. I don't mind buying in-game assets with real money because I play it a lot. I don't mind it. It's like an investment of time and money for me. I enjoy it. However, the current global economy, the current climate, cost of living crisis if you like, people don't want to be spending money on things they don't necessarily need to. This aspect right here, 500 diamonds, you're going to have to buy twice to unlock the next season's solar pass. So there is an issue here. Yes, over time, every single season, you're having to buy an extra 500. Eventually, you're not going to have to buy coins one season because of the last 5-6 seasons. You've bought X amount of solar coins, you've built up a bank. You kind of get where I'm going there. So I understand through time that somebody that's going to continuously buy diamonds to buy the solar pass, eventually it will be okay because they'll have a bank's worth there to buy the next again season. But it does come back to that issue. Every 3 months you're going to have to spend between $5 and $10, pounds, euros, whatever it may be. People don't have spare money right now. We are unfortunately in a cost of living crisis. The current global economy is in the best of situations. I only know this because my day job, I study this stuff daily. I don't think this is the best thing to have happened. Yes, I understand and I am not against a paid solar pass. It's everywhere. You know, have a look at Call of Duty. I played DMZ when it first came out. I played that religiously, I'm not going to lie with you guys, and you had to buy the battle pass. However, at the end of the battle pass, should you have completed it in that season, the end reward was next season's battle pass. That, in my opinion, must be implemented into the game. If it means getting rid of the level 50 car, get rid of that level 50 car. Implement a free ticket to next season's solar pass. That for me must happen. No other reason than, yes, it's a cost of living crisis, but every other game is doing something similar. Why should this be any different? Instead of spending our money, we're devoting our time to this game to grind that battle pass, the solar pass in this instance. Level 50, in my opinion, must be a free entry to next season's solar pass. Now, there's another way they could do this. Leave level 50 as a reward car. Daily logins, daily mission completions, daily battles, challenges, whatever it is, X amount of hours played, you could earn 100 diamonds for completing each task. Let's just say you complete all 6 tasks, you've then banked the full reward to cash in next season's battle pass. Let's just say you complete season 4 battle pass, there's 100 diamonds. You complete 100 races, 100 diamonds. You spent 10 million solar coins, 100 diamonds. You see where I'm going there? You bank up 100 diamonds for each challenge or each task, and then that way you unlock next season's solar pass. That there shows your devotion to the game. You're encouraging people to go into the game and grind it daily. You're going to see daily activity in the game. You're going to see numbers for this game drive up. That for me is another thing that should be implemented along with perhaps a free battle pass, or alongside it, or other than a free battle pass. Make players grind for diamonds. Then I think you're going to see an influx daily, weekly in this game. My opinion, let me know your thoughts on that one. Lastly, just to cover off the solar pass we've got here, the bonus offer is only available for season 4. What's this in respect to? You can also speed up. Oh, wow. Yeah, so 500 plus the 100 bonus diamonds for the very first time, and you can only do it in season 4. Now, can you only do that once, or can we do that several times? Can we purchase 10 sets of this and bank them for future seasons? They don't really tell us that one, but with it only being available for season 4, yeah, kind of what I just went over does need to be rectified. You can also speed up your progression or completion through the solar pass at the end of the season by purchasing individual solar pass tiers whenever you like. Pay to win, guys, it's coming. If you bought silver or gold edition, you'll be able to redeem your included bonuses. So the silver edition's a free solar pass for any season. Gold edition is a free VIP solar pass, which you skip the first 20 levels. So in there, you're going to get the initial vehicle, you're going to get level 15 vehicle, you're going to get some solar coins, 50,000 you get at set levels. So yeah, again, pay to win, but I've got the gold pass, I'm not complaining. Moving on, what have we got right here? Another vehicle, I'm not sure what that is. I'm not going to spend too much time dwelling. Let me know in the comment section which this vehicle is with the black and red seats. I'm not entirely sure. Feedback topics. This could get interesting. We also wanted to discuss feedback on 2 topics we've seen often in the Discord. To start with, we want to let you know players' concerns about being able to buy past solar pass vehicles, the 2006 DLC or other items. Whilst they can't answer it now, we're looking forward for a way to do this. So yes, there's an issue, but we're not going to talk about it, but we're going to tell you that we can't talk about it. Now, DLC packs. Again, pay to win, yes. Money invested into the game, yes, but we see that in other games, let's be honest. Forza, place like that, you're going to get this. I fully expect it to come to TDU in time. I'm not against it. I love to see some DLC packs if it means we get more damn cars in this game. Could you imagine a Honda pack, a Toyota pack, Lexus pack, then an overall JDM pack, something like that? I would love to see it in the game. I would spend my own money on it. So fingers crossed we get to see this going forward. More frustration from regarding sticker rewards from the live events in TDU. Now then, I grumble about this a lot. I don't love receiving stickers, liveries, clothing, all those kind of things for for the live events. Going forward, we would like to see that one changed. Events in future seasons, and even how the events are played and types of possible events, and we'll continue to communicate that in the smaller letter. So yeah, there's an issue. They know there's an issue. They'll talk about it later. Dev Diary. Moving on to this because it is a big one, and we start to see some sneak shots of the Dev Diary. Another thing that I am indeed looking forward to seeing. It's good to see Alex in action, discovering all things over in Paris. I think we're all at this point now very excited to see the Dev Diary, see what we're going to get from the Dev Diary. Big expectations for this one, and this leads on to the intro of today's video. Is this a genius marketing ploy from the team? Now, largely throughout this video and this solar letter, it's been negative. Get the negativity out the way before we get the Dev Diary, which could be filled with pure positivity. I like that as an aspect, and I think going into it, should we have a very positive Dev Diary, this could be a fantastic bit of marketing. Let the grumbles, let the annoyance within the community get out of the way with this solar letter before we get the Dev Diary. Fantastic work from the team. Moving on, we've got 5 new licensed brands that will be teased in the Dev Diary for year 2. They're not going to mention them by name, not a surprise, but we want to make sure we pay attention to the video and what's in the background, and that there is true in this video. I forgot to cover it, but when you're looking at the slot machines, you can actually see the snippet of the poker room. There is little teases there But 5 new licensed brands. Personally, I know a lot of people have thought, is it going to be car parts and things like that? I would love to see it. Grady, Bilstein, whatever it might be. A Prokovic. I personally think it's going to be clothing. That's just my take. Whether it's, I don't think it's going to be something like Hugo Boss. I think it's going to be maybe like a Nike, Adidas, Casio watches, something like that. That's the kind of branding I think we're going to see going forward. I would be happily proven wrong if we're going to see manufacturers car parts or something like that. Maybe it's brands, Brabus. That'd be cool to see. Food for thought. By the way, although there are a few, not all of the newly licensed brands will be Asian. Maybe we're bringing some previous TDU car manufacturers to CCC. After reading that, maybe we are looking at brands, maybe we are looking at cars. I may have to take all of that back. My initial thoughts were it's going to be clothing, it's going to be accessories, but if it's 5 new car brands, I'm excited. Like I mentioned, Hondas, Lexus. Lexus is the big one. Could you imagine a Lexus LFA in this game? The way they capture exhaust notes capturing a Lexus LFA, I'll be very impressed if it is going to happen. CCC, it's obviously Italian, and I think everybody at this point is now guessing we're going to be getting Pagani in the game. Not a surprise by any stretch of imagination, and I'm excited to see some Pagani in TDU SC. Improvements to the engine going forward. There's been some tweets come out over the past few days. We're going to see improvements. It has to happen. Optimization of the game is a must. Discussions on light improvement, time cycles, weather, shaders, shadows, and more. All of these things, get them improved, get the game running smoother. You're going to have a much happier community overall. Not really much else I really want to talk about in this. Good to see Spotlight to the community again. Leon JHK with the e-tron GT and Idris with the Agera. Cool looking photos, very clean as well. Final message, we're getting closer to the launch of Season 4 and following that incredible Year 2 roadmap. Huge thank you to community. Yeah, definitely. I agree with all of that. I'm tentatively looking forward to Season 4. Even more so the dev diary when we eventually get it and end all of the speculation. Let me know your thoughts on all things below. I think this solo letter has been a marketing ploy, a bit of almost genius from them. Let it be as negative as it has been, move forward into the dev diary and circle it all around positivity. I'm looking forward to Season 4, I'm looking forward to seeing what the casino looks like, even more so the patch where we hopefully get more casino games. We can push forward to the dev diary, then of course push forward into Year 2.